Hi everybody, it's Ian here again. This is part 3 of my releases about my favourite radio control car kits from back in the day. I'm a bit of a hoarder, and one of my major failings in this is the fact I love radio control cars, particularly of the vintage variety. I have quite a lot of unbuilt kits from back in the day that I salt away in a safe place somewhere, only to bring out and look at occasionally. But it occurred to me that it might be nice to try and share these kits with people online. So hence this, my new channel, where I'm talking about these kits along with vintage IT, which is my other major failing in life. Today I wanted to talk about something a little bit different. Normally we talk about Tamiyas, Kyosho, etc, etc. This kit is a very rare beastie. Never seen one before or since, although I have seen Panda kit off-road radio control kits, radio controlled car kits out there on eBay since buying this. The reason I bought this kit is because I couldn't get over the close resemblance to the Tamiya Hornet stroke Grasshopper kit. So much so that I had to buy it. It wasn't very expensive. I had to buy it just to take a longer, harder look at how this kit screws together and how closely related it is to Tamiya's equivalent. So behold, it's the Panda Off-Road RC kit. Off-Road RC being the name of the car, I'm assuming. So what have we got here? 1/10 scale, ready to assemble kit. Requires 2-channel radio and a battery. So far so normal. We've got a control link independent front suspension. Sealed ball joint transaxial rear suspension. Yeah, all a bit Hornet stroke Grasshoppery. High impact ABS molded Pandemonium body Grasshopper. 4-wheel long throw coil dampers. Yeah, nothing to say about that really. And a speed controller and motor included. Well, yep. So this is a fairly inexpensive car for kit for its time. Panda have made quite a good effort, I think, at the kit itself, the box. They've got some useful detail on there, and they've got a nice exploded view, photograph view of how this car screws together. So not bad at all. Not much to say about it on this end, apart from the fact it's made by Vericom Industries of Taiwan. Oh, well, it's the same on there, okay. Yeah, same on there. So, okay. So you get an exploded view. You don't get the upgrade options that you get with the Tamiya kits printed on the boxes, but hey, I highly doubt there were many, if any, upgrade options for this thing anyway. Probably not surprising there's nothing on the box about it. So let's dive straight in. And let's take a look at what we've got in here. So closely resembling the way Tamiya put their kits together around about the same time. We're talking late 80s, early 90s, I would have said, for this kit. Circa 1987, 8 time, I would have thought. Anyway, so yeah, exactly the same. Got that cardboard around there. You've got a photograph of the kit itself on there and what it is, and then you've got boxes on this side with plastic covers with the, in inverted commas, best bits. Once again, thanks very much for listening, guys. It's been a real pleasure to go through this with you. Please feel free to jump on to and sign up for my channel, and make some comments, ask some questions, anything that you want to have a bit more attention paid to, anything that you want me to try to understand a little bit more so that I can then share that with you. Just come back to me, make the contributions below. I'd be really much appreciative. Thank you very much as always, and I will speak to you guys really soon. Okay, don't want to do too much because I'm worried that it's going to rub black on white here. It already has done a little bit, but as we can see, this is designed to be screwed in, so you would screw it in there and there, so that lid would stay on. I think it's designed to be screwed in anyway. We'll soon see. So it's on there pretty hard. We've got a box with the battery under there. Not much to say really, is there? I would imagine that's where the rear gearbox is going to sit on here, with the rear wheels like so. And then the suspension is going to be, get my hand out of the way. The suspension is going to be finishing up here basically. So it's going to be an inverted commas independent rear suspension, but it's more like a live rear axle. We can see there, that's going to be where the suspension anchors. You've got a ball socket in there. So I'd imagine that the suspension itself, the gearbox, is going to sit there, using a ball, which is going to then have that cover bolted on there so that it can just move around like so, controlled by the two suspension arms at the top there. Okay, so let's take a look in the box. This, and we've got some instructions. Okay, interesting. So let's take that off and put that out of the way. So first of all, let's look at the main box here. So on the top of it, we've got some drive shafts, some differential gears, some bevel gears to go in there in the gearbox, a 3-step speed controller, the bushing, which I'm assuming is going to be as close as it gets to ball races. So it's going to be the racing bushes for the car itself, and some interesting little converter there, I'm assuming to take the power from the battery and then bolt onto the speed controller itself. And then some grease. And the grease is getting top banana exposure on the top of the kit box, isn't it? Okay, so tyres in very good nick, pleasing to see, and you looking like they're unique to the model. Panda parts, so these are going to be the wheels themselves for those tyres. Now this plastic feels a lot less brittle than the plastic I felt on some Tamiya kits in the past of the same era. It's got much more give in it, more pliable, which makes far more sense for a car like this. So it can take a few more knocks and bumps without getting cracks or serious damage. So that's our rear gearbox, and there we go. We've got our ball socket there, which is then going to sit in there like that, and as far as it can be, move around, controlled by those two arms. So in the real world, it's going to be pretty much a solid suspension, really, but hey, we can dream. So there we go, that's our gearbox. That's don't know what that is. We'll have to have a look at the instructions there. That's going to be the suspension turret. A nice Yeah, a nice big bumper for the front. Probably some kind of a box to sit there to bolt on top. Keep everything dry. Don't know what that is. That's interested me, so I'll have to have a look in the instructions for that, see what we've got there. So let's take these two out of the way so we've got a bit more room. And then we've got the smaller box with the motor and the resistor and our normal 4-way box wrench on the top there. So what have we got? Oh, it's all within one pack. It's all stapled together. Oh, well, that's tiresome. Don't really want to go in here and open this up too much. You hear my bottom going squeak, squeak, squeak as I'm opening this for the first time. But as it's you guys, I'll do that for you. There we go. Right. So what have we got? We have got servo saver. Okay. Some suspension. Well, spring suspension. It doesn't look like it's oil filled. It's going to be friction. No, it really makes a whole heap of difference in car of this type. Cover. What have we got there? 1987. Look at that. 1987. So it looks like what they seem to do is have a load of spare parts in ready to go little baggies, and then just pick them off the production line to put them into the kit box to make the kits up. So there's various screws and bits and pieces, some switch lube, yikes, and that's going to be for the resistor itself, just to sit and isolate it. Screwed down. There we go. Standard assorted screws and bolts, bits and pieces, turrets. Not much to say about that, standard stuff. So put that down there. Headlights and looks like turrets. Headlights again for mounting things on. Okay, that's good. So we'll take that all out of the way like so. And then let's have a look at these instructions which we've got here. And oh, that's actually massive. So we've got a sticker sheet here, which is absolutely huge. It's one of the biggest ones I've ever seen. And actually, it's very, very good quality. Very good quality. I can't tell you how impressed I am with that, bearing in mind the cost of the kit. Just some bits and pieces here for setting up the speed controller, and just a sticker for Panda. Maybe stick that on the car somewhere, I don't know. Okay, so now the all important instructions. What have we got here? That's actually not bad at all. Not bad at all. Optional, you may substitute an electronic speed control for the mechanical one. Use the electronic speed controller will also eliminate the need for the throttle servo. Wow. Never would have thought they would do an ESC for a car like this. Well, there you go. So let's have a look at these instructions here and let's see how this all screws together. So we're looking at the front instructions there. So yeah, as I thought, we've got some shock towers and the independent arms being mounted onto them. Quite the instructions are clear, concise. Yeah, impressive. Then bolt that on to the chassis. Put that over the top, which is the bumper. And then we go into building the gearbox itself. Now that is just a Hornet gearbox. There's nothing much else to say about it. That is a Hornet gearbox right there. Oh, here we go. It's the motor cap. That's what that end is. Oh, there you go. We've learned something new today. Put the wheels on next. How strange. Oh, well, they do it their own way, I take it. Mount the servos in and the speed controller. Now I'm out of the way. And then the rest is just about putting the stickers on. Well, parts, bags and that kind of stuff. So yeah, so as I thought, this is basically a Hornet with one or two extra little bits and pieces in it. Hornet stroke Grasshopper. It's almost exactly the same technology, although I'm sure Tamiya couldn't really say too much about that particularly. And Panda just seemed to be, you know, borrowing it and reusing it in essence for a car that's very closely similar, but probably far enough apart that it didn't cause any problems at the time that, you know, the late 80s, early 90s that these kits were doing the rounds. Panda never seemed to make it particularly well in the UK. I would have we would have seen a few more of these around if they had done. But I think as things go, this is a good little kit. Definitely a good little starter kit. And it would have been significantly cheaper than Tamiya at the time. As always, thanks very much, guys, for your attention in this and listening to my prattling on about my kits. If any of you've got any questions, queries, concerns about any of this, feel free to jump straight on to what I've got below, my YouTube bits and pieces. Oh, I keep saying bits and pieces.